example number 3B, which is over here. So in 3B, we need to get, can we get the measurement of the side? Is that given? No. What is given? The radius. Okay, so the radius is given. So I can get what from here? The other radius. Okay, this is the other radius, is 7.
So you can get the side.
So we can get the length of the side. Okay, what about the measurement of the central angle? Can we get that? Okay, so the formula is 360 divided by the number of sides, which is 4, and you're right, that was 90. Okay, how about the apothem angle? It would be 45, because when you cut it in half, that would be 45. 45. So basically, let me make this a bigger triangle. This is what I have. I have the 45. I have the hypotenuse, which is 7 centimeters, and I don't know the apothem, and I don't know the length of the side. So which of the two do you want to find first? We can find any one of the two. What do you want to use? Depends what you want to use. The y, okay, so then for the y, that would be the opposite and hypotenuse, isn't it? So what trig function should I use here? Sine. Okay, so let's use sine. Sine of 45 equals opposite, which is y over 7, and then we just cross multiply. 7 sine of 45, that would be the y, which is the length of the side. So what is 7 sine of 45? 4.95, that is right. So 4.95 is the y, which is half of the side. So what is the whole side? What do we do to get the whole side? Multiply by 2, that's right. So the length of the side would be 9.9, so it's 9.90 or 9.9 centimeters. Now with that we can get the perimeter, right? It's 4 sides, each one of the sides is 9.9 centimeters. That is right, that would be 39.6. So that is the perimeter. So on the perimeter, that's 39.6 centimeters. Great. Now let's get the apothem. For the apothem, we're looking for the y, right? Because that's the apothem. That's right here. So what should I use if I'm looking for the x now? That's the adjacent, right? Adjacent hypotenuse, so that would be cosine. Those who said cosine, yes, it's cosine of 45 equals to x over 7, and then we just cross multiply. So x is 7 cosine of 45. So 7 cosine of 45 in the calculator. Did you get 4.95? Great, 4.95. Mande.
If we know the measure of each side, can we just divide it by 2?
If we know the measure of each side, which side are you talking about?
Like if you know a measure of at least one side, because it's a square and they're all like
the same?
Yeah. Divide it by 2 to get the apothem.
The apothem, see, in this case, you can do that, definitely, especially because this is a 45, 45, 90. So those are the legs of the isosceles triangle. And that's what I was about to say. You know, that number was the same number that we got over here. Do you notice that? Because those two are the same, it says an isosceles triangle. You got a point, yes. So in this particular case, it is the same, yes. So the apothem is 4.95 centimeters. Okay, so we got the information. We got the apothem, we got the perimeter. Let's just put that in the formula. So it's 1/2, the apothem is 4.95 centimeters. And then times the perimeter, which is 39.6 centimeters. Let's put that in the calculator. Times 0.5 times 39.6, and that is 98.1. 0. So it's 98 square centimeters. And that's the area. Any questions about this problem? So far, so good? Okay, great. So now let's go ahead and move on to the next problem. And that is 3C. So now you guide me. What should we get first? That's the apothem. Okay, so let's put the apothem then. The apothem is 8 inches. Okay, what else can we get? So we need to know what's the length of the side, right? Because we know that times 8, we get the answer. But what are we missing? What do we need to get? Can we get one of the blanks that are listed? Central angle. How would you get the central angle? 360 divided by the number of sides, which is 8, and that is equals to 45 degrees. Perfect. What about the apothem angle? Which is this angle. That central angle, right, is a central angle divided by 2, which is 45 divided by 2, and that is 22.5. Perfect. Okay, so then that angle is 22.5, this angle here. Okay, so then would that help us to find half of the side? Yes, right? So then half of the side, it would be the opposite side, right? So, and what else is given? Well, maybe the adjacent. The apothem is the adjacent side. So what property should we use for this one? O and A. Tangent, okay, so it's going to be tangent of 22.5 equals opposite, we don't know what that is, over 8, then we cross multiply, so the opposite side is 8 tangent of 22.5. And that is approximately what? 8 tangent of 22.5? 3.13? Right? 3.31. You're right. 3.31. Okay, so 3.31, and this is inches. But that's only half of it, right? So to get the whole side, times 2, right? Times 2. 6.63 or 6.62, if you use a 3.31. 6.62, and this is inches. Okay, so if the length of the side is that, the perimeter, you multiply it by times 8, that is 53 point what? Okay, so it's 53.02, no? Okay. You kept all the decimals?
Yeah, so let me work it out.
So I multiplied that by 2, and then multiply by 8. And if you didn't use that, if you just put 6.8 times 6.62, you get 52.96. Is that what you get? How interesting, right? It makes a big difference. So let me go with the 53. Ni uno ni el otro. So it's 53, right? Even. Okay. So it's 53 inches. Okay, perfect. So we got the perimeter, we got the apothem. Now let's just put that in the formula. 1/2, the apothem is 8 times 53. So 53 times 0.5 times 8. Did you get 212? Wonderful. So it's 212 square inches. And that's the apothem. Any questions about that? So far, so good. Awesome. Okay, so now tell me about number 10. What do we need to get the area? A equals 1/2. Do we have the apothem? Yes. What's the apothem? 5.196. And then times the...
36.
36 is right. How did you get the 36?
Multiply it by 3 because we already have the side.
That is right. It's just 3 times the length of the side. And you're right. That is 36. And that's what the perimeter is. And when you multiply all of that with the calculator, 36 times 0.5 times 5.196. Did you get 93.53? Yes, square millimeters. And that's the answer. Okay. Any questions about these problems? No? So, sometimes they're going to give you the length of the side and the apothem, but sometimes they're not going to give you anything. In the event that they don't give you anything, just approach the problem like the three problems that we just did. Okay? Okay, so at this point,